This is a battery monitoring application, and I'll walk you through it now. It all starts off with our remote sites. In this case, there are quite a few. This example has 70, and you can see that at each one we have a negative 48 volt battery string, and that is composed of 4 individual cells. Each one would be 12 volts. And so that's our battery string. It's the backup power supply at this site, and we want to know what's happening. So we feed that in to a little, what's known as a dewired node, and that's going to be collecting the voltage, and in this case it monitors between 0 and 60 volts, and that's appropriate since we have a neg 48 string. It's not really going to go beyond that range, and that's going to be part of the dewire chain. Now, dewire sensors feed into RTUs like these that are shown here. There are actually 3 possibilities for this application that are going to be suitable for monitoring a small number of things. We have a NetGuardian G2 temp defender, or a NetGuardian DIN, which mounts on a DIN rail. And so what's happening here is we are going to the first dewire sensor. It's then daisy chained to another one where we are also collecting temperature and humidity out at the site. So those 2 pieces are going to go through. This is a bus powered set of sensors. They're going to go into the dewire port on the RTU, and from there it's on a network capable device. So now that's happening at both sites. Both these sites are identical. So from the RTU, a message is going to go out over LAN to the Mon SLIM. And technically speaking, Mon's actually going to be polling this RTU using DCP protocol, but all of these NetGuardian and Temp Defender RTUs could also use SNMP if you wanted to go to an SNMP manager. So the Mon's going to be collecting from all 70 of these locations, and then it's going to understand what is the current battery voltage, what are the temperatures, what are the humidities, everything we want to know about the site. It's all going to come back to Mon. And from there, you have a couple different options. You can look at it on a screen, which we call WebGFX, and that's going to be maps and photographs. It's kind of a drill down interface, and that can be really easy for especially new operators to be able to understand what's going on. A little red icon starts blinking, you drill down a couple of levels, and you can see just what's happening. You can also have email or SMS text notifications to go out. There are some other interfaces like T-Windows, which displays alarms as a grid of different color-coded squares. You can database your Mon and set up all the alarms and make sure all the sites are set up the way you want using the built-in web interface. Then you can also monitor via kind of a list view. And finally, you can get reports. So you can generate a history of what have my battery voltages been doing over time. Can I see a trend where maybe my batteries are starting to reach the end of their life and I need to react to that? Or maybe one site is consistently overheating, so I need to address an HVAC problem. So there are a lot of different things you can do with remote monitoring. This is a fairly simple application in that we're just monitoring batteries and temperature and humidity. You could also monitor equipment alarms, SNMP traps from other equipment that don't even need to go through the RTU. Those would just go straight into Mon because it also understands SNMP protocol. Many different things you can do, but this is one nice little example showing battery monitoring going into an RTU with temperature and humidity right next to it. If you want to ask any questions about this application, or if you have a similar project you're working on, go ahead and give DPS a call at 559-454-1600. You can also send me an email at sales@dpstele.com.